Howdy, 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 Zach Scott here with another quick tutorial for Source Filmmaker. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I did the lighting on a recent, unfortunately defunct project that I wasn't able to finish called Salt Rust. A lot of people have asked me how I did the lighting on that project. It was quite red and stylized, and I will bring up a clip now to show you guys what it looked like. So just got it loaded up in Virtual Dub here, and immediately you can see that in this project I was kind of toying around with a extremely stylized and isolated sort of one color and then black and white setup here. So you'll see here, like, the images really speak for themselves. People have been asking me how I got this very, very harsh look. A lot of people thought it was some sort of a post-process effect, but in actuality, it was just simple lighting. So I'm going to show you that, and then I'll talk about a little more about how it's set up. So here we go. I have a quick little test scene here that I've set up. I don't have the original project file for that, unfortunately, but so I would have shown you on that, but I've just mocked up a little demonstration here instead. So when I turn off lighting, you can see I just have a medic standing here on a rock, and then the background is really just a big volumetric light, which I have light 2 right here. If I zoom out, you can kind of see it shooting up behind the medic. And that's how I get that kind of solid red background color. You can obviously use any color you want, though it is good to stick to a palette. So here I'm just using red and black and white, and possibly some shades of gray. So I'm just going to get right down to it and start toying around with lights. So right here I have 2 lights set up. I have light 1, light 2. Light 1 is pretty much normal, except I've turned the maximum distance up to 10,000 from 3,000, so it's got a really long throw on it. I'm actually going to bring that down because I imagined this scene to be a lot bigger, but I ended up shrinking down the demo, so I'm going to put that light back in here. Oh. Ooh, wait, what? Did I break something? Weird. Okay, well, I'm going to undo that. Get that light back, or... Oh, gosh, what are you doing, Source Filmmaker? I appear to have lost my lights? Oh, there we go. Okay, there's my lights. So, sorry. Got a little bit confused here. Light 1, and then light 2 is the background. So, when you're working with lights, name your lights. And avoid what I just hit. Backdrop light. And I can delete light 1. And I can create a new light, which I'm going to call... Rename... red light. So now if I move this around, I should be seeing... Okay, there we go. My background's back. So you can immediately see I'm just working with the silhouette here. So I'm going to turn that red. Yep. Not automatically looks pretty nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn up the shadow filter size. Actually turn that down. That adjusts the... you can see that adjusts the sharpness of the shadows down here at his feet. I just like to do that on all my lights a bit. Crank the radius up. And so I'm just going to start carving out. So I got that red light there. I'm going to pretty much give this medic a strong front red and then a kind of sharp rear white highlight. And we're going to look at that, and then I'm going to change things up. So I'm just going to position that here. And as you can see, these lights are pretty much doing about the same thing that you saw in the video. And really, it's just a red light. It's funny because it kind of seems like a fancy effect, but it's honestly just bright, solid lighting. I can increase this effect by grabbing the linear attenuation slider and ramping it up to the end. That'll remove any sort of gradient between light and dark there, as you can see. So if I ramp that up all the way, then we get a really just extremely harsh light there. And I'm actually going to keep that very harsh light. So in lighting this guy, I just want to kind of eke out a little bit of shape here. So, I lost it. This window's very small to work with. So I'm just going to get that over there. And yeah, I don't like that. So I'm going to crank that back down. Cool. So we have our light. When you're working with lighting like this, be very mindful of your silhouettes. I'm looking at the head of this medic, but I'm also very much looking at this rubble beneath him, because what I want to keep is this strong mountainy silhouette here without putting too much detail on the rubble itself. because that instantly shows you that it just falls off right in front of him. So I'm going to bring that up and angle it up a bit more and bring it down. Cool. Awesome. So we have a red light and we just want a white light. And that's just as simple as copying my red, dropping it down, renaming it to white light, and turning the color back on. So bring up the green, bring up the blue. Awesome. So I got my white light, drag that into my secondary working window, and get that behind my medic. This one I definitely do want to crank up the linear attenuation on, given that this is my highlight backdrop. And as you can see, as soon as I did that, I instantly got these this nice wide chunk of white color and this nice rim light here with no gradation. And it gives us right away that very, very comic booky, hard edges red light effect. So you can see it's pretty damn simple. There are a couple of other things to note. As I was making this film, I actually ran into some problems of my own, because if I show you an earlier version of the shot right here, so I'll just drag that in. Oh god! Not that one. Sorry. This one. Yep, so if I show you an earlier version of that film, you'll see I have this sequence coming up here towards the middle, in which there is some silhouette problems. This version actually is not early enough. Huh. Crap. I'll open up the VLC then. Yeah, so here we go. Turn the sound off on that, sorry. So yeah, if we look at this shot here, whoops. Actually, it comes back later on. If you look at this shot here, we have this kind of red light here on this character. We have the nice red background. It's a fairly nice evolved shot. But what I was finding is this red light, it looks good in a frame or two, but as things start moving, I lose the isolation of the characters, and also you don't really know exactly where your eye is supposed to be looking in this frame. You kind of get an idea that maybe it's up here, because this white cross is the only real difference across the thing, across the frame, aside from the foreground objects in the front. So what I did in the final version, or as final as it got, was I just sort of ignored throwing any white light onto the background. Whoops, sorry. I'm having a little bit of trouble wrangling this. Okay. I ignored throwing too much white light onto the background in that particular shot. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. So you can see here where I've updated it, it's pretty much just isolated out. So I only threw the white light on my main character here. Everything else is in red, and it kind of just pushes everything in the background away from your focus, and your eyes just go straight to, the big ship on the top, and little character down here swinging his sword. So as it plays, we kind of keep motion, and things work out nicely. It's important to keep an eye on things like this, because as fun and as cool as it is to screw around with neat little visual styles like this, you can very easily come up with a muddy image here. So working out rules that you can set for yourself, like for example, I'm going to try and cast my main characters in white at all times, can really help you just bring a style together in a way that people can follow, even if it is this sort of really crazy, almost eye-offending, like bright shade of red, for example. Another one here, I've got, I kind of isolated everything in the background of this shot all red, but I left a little bit of white on this spider bot in the background, just kind of highlighting his shape, and I intentionally left this very nice gradient, so he's kind of red at front, but even as he goes into the background, he fades into shadow, so you can kind of see more of the effect there, more of his shape, rather, as I ineffectively scrub forward. You can see here again, I've kind of got a built-in sort of rim on him. This shot wasn't entirely finished, but it's a very intentional placement of the lights. So if we come back here, again, we have this nice red medic with his white silhouette, or white rim light rather, and he looks pretty good, but we can do other things with it. So if I drop that red front light and just grab only the white light, I can bring that around to the front of the medic, and whoops, fly out of the map, unfortunately. I'm having a little bit of trouble navigating this tiny little window. There we go. I have this medic, and now, with the medic isolated in white, I can crank up the constant attenuation. Yep. And you can see that we have, it's a very different shot, but the eye in this framing now goes immediately to the medic because he is big and distinct, and we still have a lot of the same elements, but just by kind of saying, oh, let's only cast the medic in white, we've changed how the eye reads this shot in a pretty profound way. It's not so important on this particular example because there's no real background, so the medic just kind of stands out on his own, even if we didn't do anything. Like even if I turn off all the lights, he's, you can tell that's a medic just by his silhouette. But if, there was a lot of black buildings in the background or things like that, you would really want to try and focus on some way to isolate him out. I think that's pretty much as simple as it goes. Yeah. So I also have another project that I'm working on, coming out pretty soon here. It's going to be set in Africa. I'm using a sort of hybrid between a realistic Portal sort of high fidelity visual style, and I'm using a lot of Team Fortress elements as well, so it's kind of cartoony as well. And I'm having one little trouble trying to get a certain asset there, and I was wondering if anybody who sees this video might be able to help me out and try and donate either a nice African tree or like a baobab tree or something like that. Right now I can only find the Joshua trees from Team Fortress, and while they're nice, they're not quite Africa enough. So if anybody would love to just kind of help out with a video of mine, and you think you can be up to the challenge, I would love it if you would drop me a line and show me what you got. There's an easy credit in you in there. Blah, blah, blah. There is an easy credit in there for you if you have the chops to help out. I'll even show you a nice little sneak peek of that here, so I'll just fire that up. And as you can see, I'm kind of just getting that nice, highly, yeah, what's the word for it? Colorful? Yeah, I'm really tired. But, this is a nice little quick look at there. See the trees. I would love to replace those trees with some nice African trees instead. But anyway, yeah, hope you figured out what you needed to know, and I look forward to seeing a lot more people experimenting with crazy lighting styles. So go nuts, have fun. That's me. I'm out. Take it easy, guys.